To the crazy ones. Here's to the misfits, the troublemakers, the rebels, to the ones who see the world differently. They're the ones who invent and imagine and create. They're the ones who push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to believe they can change the world are the ones who actually do. Fade to the Apple logo. Think different. In 1997, Chiat Day marketing firm developed and pitched the Think Different campaign to Steve Jobs. Using black and white photos of forward-thinking revolutionary figures such as Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison, the Think Different campaign set Apple apart. Think different.
I'm Justin Klatt. This is my wife, Janae, and we are the lead pastors of Imagine Church Global. And we are so excited and humbled and, what was the other word?
Honored.
Honored to be here with all of you this week. You know, there are billions of people in our world that are unreached with the message of Jesus. And it is a great responsibility that we have as Jesus followers and as the church to think different on how we are to reach these people with the gospel.
Justin and I launched Imagine Church in 2017 with a vision to follow God in bravery wherever he was leading us. Yeah. And as we followed his leading, he led us to see two specific mission fields that we hadn't seen yet. Imagine Church exists to provide gospel-centered community to the isolated and the distant.
Our mission is to reach men and women who have been isolated from the traditional church community because of location, occupation, or physical limitations, as well as reach people who are distant from Jesus and from Jesus followers. Some examples of these are RV families, people who live in remote locations, pilots, flight attendants, truckers, full-time traveling bands, musicians, artists, people who are bedridden, who cannot leave their homes, and also just people who don't want to attend a traditional church model.
Imagine Church is a collective of both local and online face-to-face communities. We provide each community with weekly recorded biblical teachings and worship, including, this is the key, integrated discussion questions within the message. Yeah. So this is not a sit and stream model, but rather an interactive model centered around real-time, face-to-face discussion and discipleship. Each community is led by what we call a community builder who facilitates the discussion, but ultimately fosters community. This decentralized model of leadership is intentional because it allows for the multiplication, diversity, expression of discipleship, leadership development, and personal growth with Jesus.
Currently, Imagine Church has communities in 6 different time zones all across the U.S. and Canada. We have 10 different communities that meet all throughout the week, either in local communities, in local venues, or online at different times of day and night. And then right now, we are getting ready to start launching. We're in the process of launching 2 Imagine Community Centers in rural areas that are otherwise unreached by local churches. And these community centers are meant to be outposts to the region to reach people in practical ways, as well as being host sites to Imagine local communities.
Bill started attending an Imagine Church community in Phoenix, Arizona. After building his dream home in Goreville, Illinois, Bill and his wife Pamela moved. And shortly after their move, Bill was diagnosed with his 2nd round of brain cancer, isolating Bill in a new town, unable to build community or even attend a traditional church. But because Bill didn't have to leave Imagine Church when he moved, he was able to participate in consistent, Jesus-centered community from his home, from his chemo chair, and even the hospital bed. Through a total of 4 battles with cancer, Bill never missed out on consistent community with his friends around the U.S. and the globe. They prayed together, they cried together, and they celebrated as God healed Bill time and time and time and time again. This is church. This is the Spirit-led community able to rally around one another without the limitations of location. This is a modern day Acts 2 model of church. This is Imagine Church. With Imagine Church, the possibilities are quite endless. If you would do something for me, would you close your eyes and imagine these scenarios with me? Imagine college students hosting communities in their dorm rooms, stepping out in bravery to transform their college campuses for Jesus. Imagine men and women stepping out during their golden years, hosting communities in adult living facilities that would otherwise be unreached by the local traditional church. Imagine deployed men and women being able to attend church with their families back home because they have consistent biblical connection, both while they're deployed and once they return. You can open your eyes. We would like to invite you to partner with us to see these possibilities to become a reality. With your financial support, we will be able to expand our vision to multiply communities to help reach the isolated and the distant, as well as continue the project of community centers in rural places. Together, let's be the ones who invent and imagine and create. Let's be the ones who see the world differently because we serve the greatest innovator and creator of all time. Let's lean into a God who can do immeasurably more than we could ever ask or imagine. Together, let's imagine church different.